A new era in competitive minigolf.
Out past the hole, and he has got it. Oh my goodness.
He reaches over with his left hand and blocks the seatbelt of Davidson.
Calling all players.
Let me tell you something. PLN, the Pro League Network, baller.
These are two of your biggest fans, guys.
Oh, goodness gracious, he got the unbuckle.
Over to your screen, reaches over, blocks the seatbelt with his left hand, frees himself with his right hand, and immediately just goes to smashing Davidson into the driver's side of Zach, who has now escaped, and Zach is into the back seat with Rusty's shoulder strap around his throat.
Oh, he's choking him. I fought my aunt in the car like that. Choking her out with the seat. Well, I touched the radio. She told me, don't you ever touch my radio.
Hello, WPL fans, and welcome to World Putting League Survivor Series.
There's a lot of things that are going to come into play.
The World Putting League.
World Putting League, and you can gamble on it on DraftKings, Pat. Woo! My goodness.
All right, guys, I've got the Bogey Boys here with me.
Hope you're enjoying the fast pace. We will have as many as 4 groups out there at a time.
Is he a bionic man?
Way.
Oh, shit. Whoa. Oh, Pipper Upper. Whoa, go back.
Hold on, I need to see more of this guy.
How did that go in?
This is the greatest guy I've ever seen.
This is the 15th.
Ooh. People may not realize just how interesting this is. We've got a couple of golfers going at it who are no strangers to championships.
Jeff, this is the premier professional mini golf league. The season debuted last week. There's 26 competitions throughout the year. Twice monthly matches will occur from March to September here, Jeff. I am 100% in on this.
When you're talking about an entertainment type product like this, mini golf on a Monday afternoon, got an outright, a group bet, and a couple props.
And Slim knocks him down. Kyron Bullen applies a rear naked choke.
Mr. Knish, how are you doing here today? Are you ready to get into some slap fight betting content?
Oh, but listen, Mr. Phillips. They're trying to take the hits and the real violence out of football, but we're not. They're not doing it here at the slapping, baby.
We're calling all the 3-on-3 players, all the 3-on-3 ballers, straight balling until just one team is standing. Let's go.
Pro League Network, creating, developing, and bringing niche sports to market. PLN has produced some of the most viral, bettable content in recent years, and we're just getting started. Join us tonight for this special combat sports edition of PLN Picks. We've got something for everyone, and you can bet on it. Tonight's final features the newest combat sport by Pro League Network. Many say Ultimate Tire Wrestling is the next big success for PLN due to its non-stop action and unconventional tactics. How do you win? It's simple. One or both competitors must make contact with the tires at all times. When the match begins, grapplers can gain control time by lifting their opponent's feet off of the mat. At the end of each 5-minute round, the player with the most control time wins the round. But at any moment, the match could end if a player is able to deposit 51% of his opponent inside the tire.
They are ready to compete with the Ultimate Tire Wrestling. Are you guys ready for this? Yeah! All right, guys, here we go.
And we're off. Raven James versus Rusty Merrill. This is the final of the PLN Grappling Challenge. And I'm joined here by Mark the Hammer Coleman, UFC Hall of Famer. And Mark, what do you think about Ultimate Tire Wrestling so far?
Hey, JT, anything that has to do with the great sport of wrestling, I'm a big fan of, and I'm excited to see where we can take this.
You can see here Rusty Merrill leaning into the tire and overhooking the inner lip. And that's because you cannot grab the inner lip with your hands. I've been repeatedly told. Okay, now Raven's up in the air. That means control time, but his feet are back to the mat. Now Rusty's in the air, and Raven has gained some control time. Not much, but every second counts at Ultimate Tire Wrestling.
Explain control time, JT.
Control time, very simple. Any time that a fighter or a grappler at Ultimate Tire Wrestling can remove his competitor's feet from the mat, the control time clock will start, and those are the points that make the difference in whether or not you win or lose the match. The most control time wins the round. Now you can see they're tied up here, Mark, but one of the things you may notice is that these gentlemen are not wrestlers. They're both martial artists, lifetime martial artists, and jiu-jitsu competitors, but not wrestlers. And so there's a little bit of a different strategy here. Okay, now Raven is almost in the tire, but he saves himself at the last second. It takes 51% in the tire to win the round, or excuse me, to win the match. They call that a dunk. If you dunk your opponent 51% in the tire, the match is over immediately, similar to a knockout.
He's got his back here. He needs to pop the hips in and get him up in the air and get some more control time. That's how you win the round. The guy with the most control time wins, or you get the dunk.
Now you can listen in here. You can hear the breathing of the competitors. Looks like Rusty's setting up a dunk here. There's an attempt. Now Raven is difficult. This is a squirrely little guy. These guys are 155-pounders, and they are very, very mobile. Now it's going to be very difficult for Rusty to get Raven into the tire, but in this very moment, he is gaining control time, precious control time. And just listen to the breathing, Mark.
Conditioning is going to be a big factor here. I hope these guys have worked hard, because whoever gets tired is going to probably give up. That's what you see a lot of times.
Now in the first competition here at the Grappling Challenge, okay, Raven's back up on the tire. His feet are off of the mat again. Rusty trying to dunk him. It's almost there.
He's got to be on top of him like a pit bull. Just hold him down and keep that control clock ticking and win this round.
Looks like Rusty's trying to come up on the tire after Raven.
Raven needs to show a sense of urgency here and get his feet on the ground, get that control clock stopped. He's going to lose the round. Let's go.
Okay, now Rusty has 1 foot on the mat. I'm not sure if he realizes he can take that foot off of the mat, and because he's in control of the action, he will still receive control time.
And then therefore go for the dunk a little harder.
Yeah, in the first round of competition at the Grappling Challenge, Raven defeated Rusty in the Guerrilla Games segment of the show. And then, of course, this afternoon, Rusty defeated Raven, as we just saw, in Karjitsu. So this is the final contest of the day between these two, and it will determine who is the PLN Grappling Challenge winner. And it looks like Rusty's up in the air here and back down again.
He chipped away a little bit at that clock time there, but he needs to do more.
Now you can see here Rusty's reaching into the tire, and he's just fingering the lip there on the inside of the tire, which is not allowed, and I think the official must have just verbally warned him.
I'm not sure why he just backed off. He had his back. He should have popped the hips in and got him up in the air, but he just backed away. I'm not sure why he did that. You need a sense of urgency. Let's go. You're losing the round, Raven. You need to pick it up. Strategy comes into play here. When you know you got the clock advantage, you can just lower your hips and keep your feet on the ground.
All right, Raven's up in the air again, Mark.
Big belly-to-belly back suplex.
Go ahead and grapevine the leg here. Try to stay as close to the mat as possible. I think Raven realizes that he's clearly lost this round, and unless he can get the dunk, he's going to have to move into the second round and hopefully do better. It looks like Rusty's having a hard time with the grabbing of the lips here. Our officials are continually warning him if he's not careful, he's going to lose some control time here. And we've made it to the end of round one, Mark.
Good round for Rusty. Pretty sure he won that round, didn't he, JT? With
Yeah, right
time?
now we've one thing about Ultimate Tire Wrestling, Mark, is there are no judges.
Yep.
At Ultimate Tire Wrestling, there are 3 timekeepers, and right now, right now they've just compared notes, and it looks that Rusty Merrill has won round one. Overwhelming win. He's got the most control time by far. Here's a look at some of the action from the first round, Mark. Walk us through what you see here.
Well, he set up a far cradle, which is a big wrestling move, picked him straight up and tried to dunk him in, which is going to be really hard to do. Raven fought it well and didn't go down, but he did get control time there.
All right, here we are. The 1 minute break between rounds is over, and now we are in round two. Raven right up on the tire, then rethinks that strategy.
So far, their conditioning's holding up. These guys worked hard, it seems like.
Yeah, it does seem like they both came in shape.
Nice little drag by there. Take his back, get him up in the air, right up the crotch there. See that, JT?
Yeah, I want to mention there is no fish hooking here at Ultimate Tire Wrestling, and you cannot put your fingers in the opponent's mouth. All right, these guys are exhausted. They've competed all day. It's been a grueling competition between these two, and it all comes down to this round. If Raven can win this round, then we will go to a third round to see who wins the grappling challenge. If Rusty can get the most control time during this round, he will be the grappling challenge winner.
Raven did just get him up in the air, got a little control time, but he nonchalantly just let him go. He's got to be more aggressive, be on this guy like a pit bull.
Okay, now Raven's headed into the tire here. You can see Rusty's got a good little bit of leverage here. He's using his right knee to press the backside.
Nice.
Oh, and he's
There
got
it
the
is.
dunk. Fantastic. We've got a win here. Rusty Merrill, unbelievable, Mark. Wow.
Beautiful. I like that.
Wow.
Impressive win.
My gosh.
Come here.
Yeah, let's listen in here to the
we do
post-fight
have a winner.
interview.
It was by a knockout. He did get his opponent into the tire, more than 50% of his body. Your winner, Rusty. Man, good job, man. That was a great fight. You know, he had you in trouble a couple times, but you just wouldn't stay up.
Gotta move. Gotta move. That's
you
a
rolled
big
right
move.
out of it.
Movement's life.
Well, tell me about that last bit, how you got him in there, because that is a tough thing to do.
I felt him on his back, and I felt him give up a little bit. He was tired. We're both tired. Yes. I knew that was my opportunity to move. I had to stuff him in.
So his body relaxed.
Yes, he relaxed, and I had to push.
Right on.
That was my moment. I took it.
Well, you got him in there. You are the winner. This is the winner of the Ultimate Tire Wrestling.
Oh.
You are Rusty Merrill. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Good job, brother. Good job. Come on out here. So we had a great competition. We had the Gorilla Games. Raven, you won the Gorilla Games, correct?
Yep.
All right, and then we went to Card Jitsu. Who won the Card Jitsu?
I won.
You won the Card Jitsu. So we were tied up,
Barely.
right? And so this is the winner of the whole PLN Grappling Challenge. It was a great match, guys, but your winner, again, Rusty Merrill. Good match, boys. Good match.
It's the second semifinal match, not a quarterfinal match. Just have to correct my buddy JT on the course there, but the winner does play Joey Graybeal. Very interesting that they both changed their shirts from the practice round this afternoon. That is a pro move because I'm absolutely soaking wet out here. The humidity is at its finest, and this is like a test of endurance as well, Rufus.
Do you think the Olivia's Team USA shirt is an intimidation tactic?
Well, funny enough, Rainey did play for Team USA this year as well, so not an intimidation tactic. We'll go back out to hole number 1 for the official coin flip. Let's see who's going first in this matchup.
All right, Olivia, Rainey has decided he's going to go ahead and let you call the coin toss. So if you'll go ahead and hold that for me. Thank you, sir. Go ahead and call it in the air. And heads it is. Would you like to go first or second?
First.
All right, Olivia's going to shoot first. Let's get this thing started.
I like that decision.
I liked it as well. There's a notorious soccer stat when you get to penalty kicks. You want to play first. You win like 65% of the time if you go first because second has so much pressure on them. Olivia up first. And she looks like she's going to play the bank, which is a common shot here now. Might look to a lot of people out there.
And she makes it, and this is
unbelievable. She aces the first hole.
Not a super aceable hole. Only 11% of the field aces it. This is her third ace in 11 attempts, but I think I think it fits her eye. She actually is the one that taught me how to play this hole. However, I clearly didn't execute.
So Rainey Statum taught me how to play this hole this morning as I followed him around. But you got to know he's feeling some pressure. It's only the first hole. But already you see Olivia.
That looks like a good line to me.
Wow.
Did we really see 2 aces on this?
Wow.
These guys
are the pros.
They are bringing it.
We got some hooligans on the course, it sounds like, out there who are really following these putters around, making some noise, and that's great to see here at the Tennessee Shine Invitational at Mossy Creek Mini Golf Course. It's the second hole, and this is one that is such a delicate putt. You just have to tap it down the hill. Over-under on this hole is 1.5 hole-in-ones, but it's playing harder today than usual.
This is the easiest hole on the course, Rob. We have a field ace percentage of 37%. Olivia, 70% of the time is ace this hole. I think being a lefty, it fits her eye a little better.
That's a great point that you make here.
She does not have to stand outside of the course.
That is a great point. This looks like it's going to miss to the left, and it has. And that's been a common thing today. And I've noticed Olivia, right when she hit that putt, started walking towards the ball like she almost knew it wasn't the right line. But this is a second putt here to remain 1 under. Prokopova on 2, and she drills it.
I like. Do you notice her follow through?
It's great.
She follows. She kind of keeps the putter head in line, and then kind of sort of a long
on the longer putts. You'll actually notice that she finishes high as well, almost like you would if you're hitting a wedge, which is very interesting. But it works for her, and I like that quite a bit. She seems very much in control, as does Rainey, who was a scratch golfer himself at one point. Now he's playing a little bit of a different line.
Very different strokes too.
And let's see.
Did he do it?
He did it.
Wow. This is quite the start we have, Rob.
This is incredible. 3 aces through 4 holes, and we did see that the over-under on aces in this matchup was 6.5, a little bit higher than our previous matchup. The hole 2 cashes the under, but the round hole-in-ones at 6.5, probably a little bit on pace towards the over based on that.
I want to see what our odds update looks like now.
We will get those.
I'm guessing
up here shortly.
Rainey's going to be a favorite now, but I would love to see what that number is. But he's wasting no time getting on the tee on 3.
Third hole. We've seen 3 aces so far.
Can you go 3 for 3?
This is also a different line than what we've seen most play today. He went up the left-hand side, which actually
we haven't seen anybody play that.
Yep. You didn't get to practice with Rainey. I did see him hit that a few times today, but I wasn't sure if he was going to play it for sure. But left side here, I don't want to say it's unusual. It's definitely a shot you can hit. And who might have questioned Rainey Statum?
No. I think his stroke is a little interesting. He kind of cuts across the ball a little bit.
A little bit, yep. I noticed that as well. But he's got over 30, 40 years of putting experience, so whatever works for you.
The beautiful thing about putting, Rob, is that there are so many different styles that can work. There's no one way to do it.
Olivia taking the hill behind, and that's the way I opted to play it today. And this is very likely where it says
solid.
Yeah,
but you know what she said? She said, that putt, you want to give yourself a good leave. If it happens to go in the hole, that's great. But
totally.
You're not banking on that. It is not an ace hole.
Totally. At other times, we would see players try to play it very tight to the right. and hug the left of that rock. There's like a little rough patch there, but so far we have not seen anyone pull that shot out today. As we head to hole number 4 over here, which is a banker hole. You got to hit it with pace. Got to get it down to the bottom.
Can I ask, why is Rainey Statum going first again? He went first last hole.
With the lead, potentially. We'll get clarification from our rules officials here at the World Putting League. Look how tight to the left he is as well. Wow. He's like as far left as possible. He catches that mid-rock.
That's nice.
Wow.
Oh, just inches away. He just needed to hit that a little firmer. And you know what? Olivia was telling me she hits this very firm.
Yes.
I'm guessing hers are not going to stop just short like that.
No, I don't think that's likely either. And she hits hers more to the right of that little wooden piece that's in the middle of the hole as well.
You know what I've noticed, Rob, so far is how quick these putters play their second shots.
Wow, that was dangerously close to missing the right, but it ends up in a great result, and she hit it with pace and got it down there.
And I feel like she's going to step up to this and just hit it. Actually,
well,
now she's consulting the book. But they've seemed very confident on their second putts and not taking a lot of time.
Our outright winner market is Rainey Statum minus 130 right now, knowing that Prokopova cannot tie him on this hole. So minus 130, Rainey Statum. Basically, the odds have flipped since Open.
Not beat him. Yes. This is clearly a putt that's a little more difficult than it looks. Given this hole has such a high bogey percentage, 41%. So we still haven't seen a bogey on that hole.
Part of it is that to bogey, you really need to miss your tee shot, which I have seen happen in practice by everyone here today.
Right. I've seen Olivia hit a tee shot out of bounce there.
Yep. It happens.
I hit a tee shot that did not get over that hill. So.
And what people don't know is you're dropping down a couple levels. That second level actually has a very small hole in the middle as well, which you don't really see because it's filled in. But you could get like a little weird kick off of that as well. And we will be alternating going forwards as well. I think we got a little bit ahead of ourselves going into that, but it will be alternate as we move up to number 5 here.
Rainey's just going so fast. He's feeling so good. He just wants to keep putting.
Yep. Hole number 5 coming up here as we're going to get our cameras in place for hole number 5 here. Give everyone the best view of the hole altogether. But so far, you can see why these are 2 esteemed putters, Rufus, because they just have a skill set that is incredibly fascinating.
And they both just look so confident out there right now. It's, there's no hesitation on these second putts, as I said, or first putts for that matter. They've executed these putts not a million times, but a lot of times. And we have 2 guys. We have both of them under par at this point.
Yep.
So
our outright winner market is holding still. Rainey Statum minus 130 live at Bet365 right now. And just for those that don't know, Olivia Prokopova, I've talked about this before, wins at the 2021 and 2022 Masters, but she's also a model consistency, 18 top 10 finishes in her last 20 tournaments, which is borderline absurd here, as Rainey looking for an ace here.
I love this camera angle we have here.
Oh, this is so
good. You can kind of see that, right? You'll be able to see
cut in?
Yep. You can see the break.
Little short, but you could see the break. It's that right to left. Really, really good work here by our camera crew at the World Putting League. As this is going to be a tap-in.
Just a foot left,
yep. I love this hole personally, and I know a lot of pros do as well. It's just a great putting hole. You know what the break is, but you do have to hit it with precisely the right amount of speed, as Olivia Prokopova is up here on hole number 5.
And this the right to left it tends to be a tougher line for a lefty.
Ooh.
Lefties just
good point.
Righties like the right to left. I mean, it's backwards for lefties, but just a tap in there as well.
I believe she said, "I thought I got it" as she was walking off there, but that was a great view of her stroke as well, how it kind of came up in the air. Great camera work there by our team on hole number 5 as we're moving over to hole number 6 over here. It is a featured hole. I dubbed it the volcano hole. I probably didn't dub it. Somebody else probably did, but there are odds up on this one. The over-under set at a half. And we saw Joey Graybeal get away with it at this hole. Was frankly disastrous for Graybeal.
I never expected in my life to see Joey Graybeal make a 5.
It does happen. Even the best, even the GOAT, as some would say. as Rainey Statum in front of here.
I like this angle as well, too.
Yep, this is a great angle. We're getting some great angles here. The World Putting League. Don't want to leave it short. Let's see if it gets up the hill. And it did.
It's going to stay.
It's going to stay.
It is going to stay.
I mean, he'll take that. Like, obviously he would have loved to ace it, as a lot do. But having it stay up on that top tier, puts it in, moves to -140 favorite on the outright market, having made a 2 here because of the bogey avoidance, which is crucial.
Rainey somehow, on a hole that 44% of people bogeyed, he's not bogeyed it in 10 rounds.
I will say one thing I've really noticed about Rainey is his pace is impeccable. This is a little hard. And it's right off the back.
Ever so slightly long.
Yep. And now she'll consult her book to see what this deuce putt is going to look like, because these deuce putts on this hole are nasty.
We saw the same putt. This is exactly the same putt that Michael Rutledge had. And he was a little bit too tentative on it. He lagged it up, made his 3, but I bet if he could go back, he would have been a little more aggressive with it.
For sure. This is an interesting location, right in the back right of this hole when you're looking at it head on from the tee box.
This is a very, very important putt for Olivia here. She does not want to go down 2.
Oh, stay up.
Hold on.
And it did.
Okay.
So
she'll have
likely
3.
make a 3, but that is going to drop her to 3 strokes back of Rainey Statum through 6 holes. So we will see a heavy shift in the live odds market as we go forwards here. That's our first bogey between these two competitors as we move to the 7th hole, where you are going to look to get some luck. There is out of bounds factor depending on the shot that you play. You could play the quote-unquote safe shot, which Rainey's doing right now, but we have seen that tube not spit the ball out very far and lead to some very testy second putts here.
It certainly has. This is definitely not an ace hole, though. We only have an ace percentage of 2.4%.
And this might be another one.
Okay, it
he
came
got
out
a good
strong.
kick. He got a good kick.
This is where they expect to have it come out, basically.
But even this, he's be putting on a different surface right now. You don't know what that seam is going to do to the putt as well. So it's, you can play safe here, but safe could still bring some things into play.
Yeah.
And he's down on his knees reading it like a pro golfer would.
Remember, we've seen from the other side putts missed twice to the right. And
my apologies, I misspoke on the lead. It's Rainey Statum up by 2 strokes as well. And what a putt that was. He remains at 2 under, -250 in the outright market right now.
Did you notice how softly he hit that? He just lagged it in. And Olivia was talking to me about how she thinks I hit my second putts kind of too firm a little bit. And because a lot of it is, if you miss those second putts, you don't want to have
And that's just that's happened a lot.
Wow, that
the tube
it never happened in practice.
Yeah,
and this is that putt that we saw missed twice last round with Joey Graybeal and Michael Rutledge, and I missed that putt myself as well. So, will she be the first person to read it correctly?
Yeah.
That's the question.
I'm truly surprised by this because I practiced with every one of these putters today, and they were playing the bank shot. And I'm not sure if it's because of the fact that I put it out of bounds in my practice round. But
Look at that. She missed it left.
Yeah.
Everybody's missed it right. That is a very tough putt. And I guarantee you, if these putters knew that that's where they'd be putting it, if they went through the tunnel, they would take on the risk of going around and bringing it out of bounds potentially. So.
Absolutely. We have a 3-strokes lead for Rainey Statum right now. 2 under. Olivia Prokopova 1 under. 8th hole coming up here. Lots of options at the 8th hole, which is why I love it, which is why a lot of pros love it. Rainey looks like he is going to play what is deemed the more aggressive option up the middle, which is interesting with the 3-stroke lead. But if that's your putt, you hit your putt.
I mean, Rutledge calls it the least
safer.
aggressive.
Yeah,
so.
it's true. It's true. To each their own, right?
Bounces it through the water. It does not get up on the right level, though.
Yes.
But Rob, you ended up here and still made that putt from down there. So you have a unique insight into what this putt does.
That would have been in our practice round. In our actual round, I did make it up top. But yes. But I have been here before, and it is makeable as he's walking around here, kind of going to take a look.
This is new. He's taking a read from back there.
I actually love seeing this as well. Not pulling out the book. He's actually just down on his knees reading the break of the putt. And I've seen Rainey do this quite a bit. And who's to question it? He's been so successful in mini golf He earned the nickname the Texas Putting Legend back in 2000. That was 2000. He was a legend. So you can imagine 2023.
That's a pretty self-explanatory nickname.
100%.
This is a great game review here. It's going to go a little right to left or left to right.
Can he get the kick? Nope.
He was playing a little more break.
And now
you could see where he had that lined up. He hit it exactly where he had it lined up. It just did not move as much as he thought. And what makes that putt so hard is the angle of that slope. You can see when when it's not the same as the angle or as the angle you're I don't even know how to say this. You know what I'm saying.
I know
it's sort of a cross diagonal.
I know what you're
really
saying, but
tough.
do our viewers know what you're saying, Rufus?
No,
That's the real question.
People never know what I'm saying.
That is given a stroke back there. So that's Rainey Statum's first bogey of the day. Drops down to a 2-stroke lead. Olivia with an option to make it up here. She was playing this up the right-hand side a lot today. Be interesting to see if she does the same. Looks like she's lined up facing.
That's her shot.
Yep.
That is her shot.
And you play your own shot. Everyone can do whatever they want on this hole.
Well, I'm glad
she's
I'm
riding
glad
the
they
rail
can do
up,
whatever they want.
Get up there, and that's just fine.
Perfect.
She'll make up a stroke on this hole, in all likelihood.
Although she's
a lefty, so she's also at a disadvantage. I have seen Olivia play with a left and righty putter at the Hawaiian Rumble. She did that in WPL number 2, which was interesting. But she's dealing with the same thing all of us have had to deal with on this hole.
Let's watch how softly she hits these putts. She just lags them in, and look at this.
This will go left to right. There is
pretty
a little
hard
movement. Yep. And
she hit it pretty firm.
Yep.
It was it was interesting the conversation I had with her in how in her approach to these second putts, where she's kind of like a Bubba Watson type, where she's just driving them in. And I think she believes with the hole being as big as it is, and these holes are bigger than holes on regular golf courses, that that's the better strategy. And given the fact that if you hit it firm, occasionally you can hit it off the back like a straight putt and it bounces out. I had that happen in a practice round.
For sure.
And so, and the other thing is if you miss it, you're going to have, and hit it firm, you're going to have a little work left, especially given how fast these greens are.
We're unlikely to see a score change here on hole number 9. Most common score by far is a 2. So it's very likely we'll get into the turn here with Rainey Statum ahead by a couple of strokes. Never know. Never want to say never.
I mean, what? Well, I'll say never. 0.00% ace percentage in the U.S. Open.
Could we see a first?
This would be
history right here in the making if we saw an ace here, but it just doesn't seem to be in the cards. Drifts out to the right. That's a very common landing spot for a lot of people.
And that is not an easy putt. I missed that putt, but
it's an easy putt, but you missed it.
Oh, fair point.
I'm just busting him, Rufus. It was she put it in there.
That was firm.
It was firm.
She's hitting these a lot more firm than I expect.
+1 going into 9. Rainey is going to just get it out into the water there, let it drift down. Don't bring out of bounds into play. This is very common as he'll walk down the hill as well.
Rob, where's out of bounds here?
So what can happen here is you hit your first shot too hard. It rolls up and comes back down the hill and goes out of bounds. Wow. Nothing. We do have an excited crowd here on this hole. Yeah. I'm not sure they've seen the charts and the percentages that we have as the commentators here for World Putting League.
Clearly not.
Rainey Statum up to -500 at the turn.
Yeah.
I mean,
he doesn't seem to be making any mistakes, really.
He's a very consistent, strong putter, but Olivia has – I've looked through the U.S. Open logs. She has the ability to go low on this back 9. She really does. She's going to have to. She's going to have to hit some aggressive putts here, definitely, because Rainey's not going to give it to her. But ultimately, she's going to have to go low altogether. Now, we're going to get into the 10th hole here very shortly. As these putters are making the turn. What are your takeaways so far from what we've seen through 9 holes?
I think Rainey looks super solid here. And we're gonna go right now to JT. He's with the golfers.
All right, Rainey, just a couple of strokes up here. How do you feel going into the second half of this match?
I feel pretty good with my position. I've hit some really good putts on the front 9. Just had that one mistake, hit it a little too easy. Didn't get up the hill, but I'm stroking it well.
Feeling strong. The heat's starting to die down a little bit. I know it's a little bit of a slower play now. Right. That's kind of your style, a lazy Texas style, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what it is. Looking for a little rain. I
can't do anything about that. I don't know why you've mentioned that to me.
well. It's she's a great player, so I look for to have to keep playing well.
Well, earlier she had a hard time on hole 5, I guess we all saw, and then a little bit later we saw her right hook the rope. So I feel like I'm going to turn it over here, and Olivia got a little bit frustrated in the first half of this match. Would that be an accurate statement?
I was frustrated with the hole 7, because it was unlucky.
Okay, a little bit unlucky, but now we've got this back 9 here, and you're ready for this. I saw you play earlier. You just look like an absolute beast out here, and a little bit of a challenge here, but it's not something you can't pull out in the clinch, correct?
I mean, 2 strokes are nothing at this course, so yeah.
It's nothing. 2 strokes is nothing. Your little piddly little lead is nothing to this woman. All right, let's get back to work, guys. We're going into hole 10. First, let's go back to the booth, to our good friends, these guys at the booth.
Thanks very much, JT. Interesting what Olivia said right there about how she thought she got unlucky on hole number 7, and that's the tube, right? And it can happen.
She did.
I mean, I agree with her. I totally agree with her. I think Rainey got a better rollout on that hole, and hers just got that double bounce, and she ended up with a long putt, ended up bogeying it. But lots of time to make it up. Rainey definitely going to be comfortable in his position, but can't get too comfortable here as we get to hole number 10, which is a bank shot, and got to hit it with some pace. Our graphic shows it starting on the right-hand side here up on screen, but we do see a lot of the pros play it off the left. And Olivia is on the tee at number 10. Let's see if she can make a rare ace here at number 10.
You know, she
really put some pressure on.
She starts it off the left because she feels more comfortable with that stance as a lefty. She told me this, and she's putting it off that second brick from the left there.
Yeah, I like that line. That has a chance. Now let's see if it holds up. She sees it coming down.
We can see it here from the booth, and this putt she has coming back is a much more uphill putt than it looks on the TV.
Absolutely, and it's a tester. I have my little booklet here for hole number 10, and I believe that this hole plays slightly right to left. And she played it right to left, and it went right in the center of the hole. What do you know? Great putt. Great putt.
Great analysis also, Rob.
Well, thank you. I sometimes do things right, Rufus. Every now and then, broken clock is right twice a day, correct?
Correct.
Rainey Statum here to put ultimate pressure on if he can get an ace. He takes his practice stroke there. He also is hitting it from the left side, which is how I prefer to do it.
He's got those Longhorn burnt orange pants.
Yeah. Fans cheering for it to get in the hole. Hit the spot.
That's a great putt.
And it's going to come down. And this is what happens. And let's see where it stops. He will have the same putt as Olivia here.
I think it should be a little straighter. I think that's going to be straight up the hill.
I think you're right here. But neither of them got the roll down the hill. Orange pants, orange shoelaces. No pressure. Nails it. Maintains his 2-stroke lead as we head out to 11. You know what's great to see? The sportsmanship here in the World Putting League. Fist pumps from the putters, even when they're competing with one another. Hole number 11 is one of our featured holes. We do have hole-in-one lines on this. Hole-in-one set at a half.
And we're going to see Olivia take a different line than you see on this graphic here, unless she changes things up.
Teeing up from the left-hand side.
She taught me everything I ever learned.
And let's see if she gets the kick. A little light.
Wow.
Little light.
It's going to keep rolling, though.
It will. Let's see where it ends up.
That is a bad break there.
Yep.
I think it caught one of those cracks in the brick rock.
Yep.
I called you Rock. I meant Rob.
Well,
the brick rock.
I played solid as a rock today, Rufus, in our matchup. I totally understand why you would make that comparison. It's okay. You'll get over it.
Now you're making me feel bad again.
You'll get over it. This is a testy putt, but you know what? One part of the thing with hole 11 here and why this 10, 11, 12, 13 is so tough, this stretch, is that you will get random bounces, and that's just part of it. You got to deal with it. You practice these deuce putts, and you just hope that you make it. But this is a lot of pressure, and she knew. She knew when she hit it.
She has a 20% bogey rate on this. I'll say this, consulting our numbers here, or sorry, that was a 20% hole-in-one rate, but also a 20% bogey rate.
There you go, 2 out of 10 rounds.
This has been I guess this plus hole number 4 have been really tough holes for Rainey.
Yep.
But aside from 11 to 12, I mean, he's been basically rock solid on all these other holes we have remaining.
She hits her bogey there. Some people might notice that she was standing right on another hole there that was filled in. And Mossy Creek does have alternate holes, which they use in the U.S. Open as well. So there are times where they will use a different hole, makes it more challenging for the players, and that they're not playing the same hole 10 times. And ultimately, I honestly think that's a pretty cool idea.
So I do as well, Rob. But can I ask a question? So when we look at this course history for these guys, or these individuals, I should say,
yes.
Do you think that, given that some of these holes are not actually the same, that it is actually...
Wow.
Ooh, that was close. That was very, very close.
I talked to a World Putting League official, and those statistics you are referencing are based off of the holes that are in place
These
today.
particular locations.
These particular
okay.
holes. But this is a good question. You raise good points. The mind of a sports bettor, Rufus Peabody.
How much does course history matter? How much does current form matter?
100%. I mean, I think all of this is applicable in some way. So Rainey, Statum, calm, cool, collected, 1 under so far through 11 holes. He has a 3-stroke lead. We'll see the outright markets here very shortly, as we're running out of holes here for Olivia to make a move. As Rainey's just, he's just the model of consistency out there right now. You look at that scorecard. Not seeing many errors altogether, as he's up here on hole number 12. I saw your excitement. So he's playing the little bounce into the first cup, and he's got that, and he's got a really bad bounce there. So I've noted what I've noticed, and what Rainey said to me today. He loves to play the first cup, but he tries to miss the first cup. He tries to get a kick.
To kick it over?
Yes.
That's the same thing Olivia goes for.
Right.
And Rob, I had this putt here, and I missed it, and then had another 7 feet coming back. It's not an easy putt. This is, I would say, the hardest deuce putt on the course.
I would say that these deuce putts are, look at where he is aiming, and this will tell you all you need to know.
Is he really aiming there? Is he going to go off the wall? He has to be going off the wall.
Wow.
Oh, wow. And look at that roll out still.
Wow.
That was I'm shocked. I feel like going for the hole had to be the better option.
So I did practice that putt, and I noted that it was an outside right putt, a full cup, and you tap it. So it kind of just filters to the hole, but who might have questioned the pros? Either way, he's let Olivia back in it, and we saw the odds entering this hole.
This is a bit critical shot here.
Let's see if she can
miss
miss
trying
that.
to do the same thing, and she did it successfully.
Oh, she almost aced it, lipped out. But you do have an aceable opportunity there if you miss that first hole. It's very rare. Doesn't happen all that often. And now she needs to make this deuce in order to gain 1 stroke on this hole, make this competitive. But she was a plus 1,000 underdog heading into this hole, Rufus. This would be Graybeal versus Hester-like comeback if we saw her come back in this match. And she drills it.
Here we go. Nice putt. And we got a fist bump.
We got the fist bump. And we got the fist bumps between the competitors, which is always nice to see as well here on the World Putting League. So Olivia gains ground, moves to +2.
And the question is now, being 2 strokes back, does she lay up or go for it? And I've seen her go for it and ace it. I've also seen her ace it from the drop zone. And I think she said in competition she's probably going to lay up, but I think if she was down 3, she goes for it. I don't know down 2.
Well, we will see right now.
Based on the pace.
Would be
she's going for it. I love it. I love this. And this looks really good. This looks really good. And
that's what happens. And this is the risk reward of this hole.
That might be the match, Rob.
So she will get a chance from the drop area right now. But she shrugs her shoulders and she knows that she had.
That was so good. That putt looked so good. It was just a touch too firm. And
it's hard to rely on Rainey Statum dropping strokes, right?
It is.
You got to make up some ground, and I don't blame her at all for this, but it does make it incredibly difficult to come back if she does not ace this second shot here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at Rainey's stats, and he only has 1 bogey in the last. She's okay.
Let's see if that stays up.
I've not seen a putt from there before, Rob. I've never had a ball finish there, so let's see. She's taking no time here.
Center cup, up the hill. Nope, right to left.
Okay.
So she's putted this a lot more times than I have.
Rainey,
so that's a 3.
Rainey has not bogeyed this hole, and this is a very, very difficult hole.
So I think he will likely play this like Graybeal does, especially with a 3-stroke lead. where he's just going to try to lag it up there and just hope for a deuce and gain a stroke on this hole. I think that's the proper play here, and he's doing just that. He's going to try to stick it right up top there, which he's successfully done. That's just about as perfect as you can do it.
Yep.
And you aim for the center of the cup here, and you take your 2.
I wish I had taken that advice.
And there you go. And I think your average score in general, if you're playing the layup on this, is going to be your average score. That is going to be better than your average score if you're consistently playing the ace shot. But with the score the way it was, absolutely do not blame Olivia. And we move to hole number 14, Rainey Statum, a 3-stroke lead. There's some variance here. You could get a bad kick, but we're getting into the trouble zone for Olivia, where she's going to need Statum to make some bogeys.
For sure, and he hasn't done that. He only has 1 bogey in his last in the last 6 holes in 10 rounds. So
almost aced it. Let's see if it's going to end up where.
Okay, we did see this putt miss before, but
we did.
Is.
And I had this putt today, Rufus.
This putt, and you barely got it in.
Correct.
It just depends on how much break he reads here. If he hits it firm, he can keep it inside the hole, and I mean, it's a pretty short putt.
He's a 1-33 favorite right now in the outright market, back of the cup.
I know it's easy for us to say, okay, Olivia should not have gone for that shot.
It's not easy. I think she should have.
But I think it was the right move.
I agree.
Because, I mean, you play to win the game.
100%.
You don't just play to play.
And you have to take the quality of the opponent into account as well. And Rainey Statum, to me, especially when you look at his bogey avoidance numbers for the rest of the
Literally
course,
1 bogey.
Literally 1 bogey.
Olivia is going to be ace hunting on all these. And her chance comes on holes, let's see, 15, 16, 17. Those are holes that she has aced, 40%, 50%, and 20% respectively.
Yep.
Now, Rainey's also aced them at an even higher rate, but I think those holes are where she has much more of a chance than the holes that are just kind of everybody's playing for a 2.
Yep. She puts it in the back of the cup. She remains 3 down with 4 holes to play. So we're going to need to see some Prokopova aces, or we're going to see some Rainey Statum bogeys in order for this to become competitive headed down the stretch.
This is the first of these 3 holes that both these competitors have aced a fair amount here.
Statum could
put
this
it away
one on ice. He could put this one on ice.
Or
put it on the coals with those orange pants that he's wearing. And that's just fine. He'll be happy with that. Your 3-stroke lead.
I think he'll be happy with the 2 on every hole here.
100%. I think you're correct, as he's a minus 5,000 favorite in the outright market at Bet365 right now. Prokopova 20-1 underdog. This would be the largest comeback that I have ever seen on the World Putting League if she can pull this one off. That didn't get a kick.
No. Not quite hard enough. I think it might hit that crack in the bricks.
It looked like it did. So she hits her 2 there as well.
These bricks are unpredictable. They really are.
They are. I mean, I talked to Rainey Statum this morning. He mentioned he was out here talking to Kyle Cutshaw, who designed the course and owns the Mossy Creek golf course here in Tennessee. And his advice to him was, get rid of these bricks because they're just bounce all over the place. But you know what? It's part of it. And honestly, I know how incredibly frustrating it can be, but I personally like that there's just a little bit of variance. A little bit.
If it was, we all like a little bit of randomness in our sports.
Yep. And we got the shrub in the way, but that was a little bit.
Oh, and that is not a gimme second putt. I think it's pretty flat, but it's outside of 3 feet.
Yeah.
He's taking no time, though.
Yep. Let's see.
He's never bogeyed this hole.
Well, and he still has never bogeyed this hole.
He the way he looks completely confident. He doesn't look like he has any concern. Now, if Olivia can ace one, maybe that changes the equation.
Yeah, and this is definitely aceable.
She needs this one.
Definitely aceable. Don't hit the brick.
Oh, it's perfect. Perfect pace. Oh.
She feels definitely hard done by, and candidly speaking, I've seen a lot of those putts go in today. It's hard, maybe like a little too fast here, a little too slow there, and it's going to change your line slightly, but I do think that she's hitting a lot of putts that she feels are perfect putts and just haven't gone in the hole as we move to number 17 here.
The breaks are not going her way. I wonder what the outright odds now have to be. I We may not even have an outright.
Staggering. But what I will say is this is going to change the likelihood of an ace on our featured hole here.
But Rainey's still taking the line between the rocks. I still think I maintain that's the safest option. These guys are so good, they're not going to hit it off.
Guys and girls, we should say.
Sorry.
And there it is.
That's the match.
And that's how you get it done, and that's how you cash the over on hole number 17 on the half aces. Rainey Statum drills it into the back of the cup. That was a perfect putt, as he's getting his photograph taken back there, and deservingly so.
How many aces do we have overall now?
That's a good question. We'll work with
gonna
our
get another
team. We just again.
It's gonna come back,
and she's
not.
It's just
happy
one of those.
with it.
We've all been there before. We've played around where you feel like you hit good shots. I personally felt that when I played my first round at the Hawaiian Rumble. I also felt that when I played my first head-to-head with you, Rufus, where I thought I hit some good putts that just didn't go in. But overall, we're sitting at 4 hole-in-ones for this match, which is very intriguing because we had 3 through the first 2 holes. And that just goes to show you how challenging this course is. Between holes 3 and 16, we did not see an ace.
Well, this analyst, for one, said that under 6.5 was good value.
I am a witness to that on the pregame show. You might want to listen to the best golf bettor in the world when he says that there's good value. Don't sell yourself short, Rufus. Maybe not the best putter in the world. We learned that today.
Clearly not.
But golf bettor.
Not even the best putter in this booth.
We will have a trilogy. That will happen at some point, as Olivia is going to finish up here on 18. Remember, Rainey Statum is obviously our leader, so he's going to have to finish the hole in its entirety as well as he takes his steps off.
Rob, can we get some early thoughts on the championship match?
I think this is going to be an epic battle.
I would have thought before that Graybeal would be the favorite, but Rainey has putted better than Joey did. Do you think, is this one of those situations where, when you go low, it's hard to follow it up? He's had the breaks go his way?
That's a really good question because the U.S. Open and other tournaments, they'll often play multiple rounds over the course of a day, and I have not found a correlation amongst those rounds. So I think that it's easy to have a recency bias and say, oh, Graybeal, didn't play his best round. Rainey's feeling it. But I'm not sure how much it actually matters. And I think this is going to be a really good match. Our final score in this match, Rainey Statum wins it by 4 strokes at 1 under par. Olivia Prokopova 3 over. Ultimately, he was the underdog going into this matchup. And small underdog at that. But he gets it done at plus 100. And we're going to throw it over to our 18th hole. JT Tilley with both of our putters out there on number 18.
Rainey, fantastic win. Congratulations, my friend. Looked like everything was going your way on this game.
Yeah, I was surprised at the bad breaks that Olivia got. She's a great champion, and I feel very fortunate to win. But I got up early and just made sure that I tried to eliminate the mistakes and make the holes where I could. And the ace on 17 was really the nail in the coffin because that hole you can take a number on it. And when that went in, I kind of knew I was home free.
Yeah, shoulders went back just a little bit. Yep. The chin was up. He's right. It was a frustrating match for you. You would agree with that, I would imagine.
I mean, yeah, that was my really frustrating round. And I'm still shocked because I played good. I hit the ball how I wanted. It just nothing went in. But it's Minigolf, so.
Yeah, that happens. I've seen it a few times, but I noticed right after the 18th hole you walked over and you said, this is the most frustrating match I've ever shot.
Yeah, I mean, really, I played good, but Rainey played better for sure. But I hit a couple good putts, which just didn't go in. But it's Minigolf, and the better one. I'm happy for Rainey because I love him. So
absolutely, and you'll live to play another day. I'm sure you guys will meet again. But for now, Rainey, it's time for you to get ready for the final. It's going to be Rainey versus Joey. I think a lot of folks thought that might be the case, but now it's a reality. And while you prepare, just get a few minutes of recovery. We're going to go back to the booth to Brenda and Stephanie with just a little bit of an insight on our final match.